Today is the Guam Police Department's Police Chief Fred Bordalio's 55th birthday, but that's not the only reason he's celebrating.
I believe the gesture by Governor Calvo, supporting them in getting the retro pay of their other half of the 40%, really, sends a message to the majority of the uniform officers, of the troops, to let them know that they deserve recognition.
It was right around the holidays late last year when law enforcement officers were paid the first half of their 40% raise. In his weekly address, Governor Eddie Calvo announced that the payment for the remaining balance will be fulfilled, along with, quote, the last of the empty promises for the past 2 decades, end quote.
The balance of the retro payment for salaries alone is $10 million. And we're preparing to make that payment by the end of August. We're 70% done identifying the money for that.
The retro pay would impact GPD's 304 sworn full-time officers, along with an estimated 20 who have retired and 14 police officer trainings.
This helps them out. They have to juggle their expenses, to pay for and raise their families. They got bills to pay. Some of them invested in education and training, which I admire.
Department of Corrections Director Jose San Augustin considers this a morale booster.
Because the officers and their family has been expecting it for the longest time, and when something is promised of them and it doesn't mature, it doesn't happen, of course, it's like, okay, now what's going on? Something that they anticipate and then it doesn't happen, of course, the morale will go down and say, well, it's probably not a good place to work.
He says 170 correction officers will be impacted, along with about 50 who have retired. Governor Calvo in his address says once the payment is made, the only balance left will be for adjustments to things like night differential, hazard pay, retirement, and overtime. This is something San Augustin hopes is also fulfilled.
The overtime for this particular fiscal year, we're behind like 3-4 pay periods. I'm confident that possibly next month or the month after that we're able to fulfill all those owed.
Those pay periods take into account about $300,000. He does, however, add that $724,000 was paid out last Friday, representing 5 pay periods of overtime. GPD, we should add, also paid $668,000 as well in past due overtime payments earlier this month. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Ken Quintaniza.